Good News ITW, episode 19. I am the architect of my future. Yes, and you should be also. When I say you're the architect of your future, that means you are creating your life. Yes, it may not look like the life you want right now, but you got to start somewhere. You got to start with even just knowing what you want. Some people live their life and they're doing things that other people want to do. They're living life by default. And if you don't sit back, take a break, take a day. I don't care if it's a vacation, go maybe in another state, right? You sometimes you need that alone time and find out what really makes you happy, right? What fulfills you, what brings you joy. If you don't do that, you're going to live a miserable life, man. And we're not here to do that, man. Joy is everything, man. We're put on this earth to be happy. And yes, at one point, I didn't know what I wanted to do in life, right? I would try this, I would try that. I would work. You know, if you got kids, you know, sometimes you got to take whatever job. It might not be the desirable job, but you got to get it done. You got to raise the kids and take care of them. But what I've learned, you got to also figure out what do you want to do. And it's as simple as you can do a vision board, right? But go a step further, right? You can put that vision or that house or that trip or, you know, you with the kids taking a family vacation or whatever that may look like for you, right? But go a step further and lay out execution, right? What would it take to get that car? What would it take to get in that house? What would it take for you to do if you want 2 to 3 trips with your family, your whole family, right? What does that look like, right? And also, how would you feel when you're doing that, right? Emotions and how you feeling is everything. Like, hey, imagine, you know, you got your whole entire family. I mean, your grandmother, your cousins, your uncles, and you guys all are on a cruise or overseas somewhere, right? What would that feel? You know, like right out there, right? Because I have did that before, and I'm gonna be honest, man. I have my family, my whole family. I think my mom's first time going on the cruise. I mean, she was dancing, and we all had an amazing time. But just to see my entire family come together, no work, we just having fun was everything. And I need more of that.
There's no place like Podcast Summit.
I'm here. But where's everyone? I'm early. But last year, the time was had. And Podcast Summit 2024, Good News ITW.
Hi, I am Elisha Akram.
Letting other people talk you out of your dream, out of the vision that you got.
Last year's Podcast Summit was amazing. Giving me the confidence, the information, and all the tools I needed to start my own podcast. Go now to Podcast Summit 2025. Get your tickets, and I see you there. Vision boards, then you can even take it another step and have it on your phone, right? Your screen saver. That thing that you want, that thing that is like, hey, I want that up. That's coming up next, right? Why not see it every day? Why not speak on it? Your phone, you see your phone probably, I'm gonna say 50 times a day. You look at your phone, a minimum of 50 times. So imagine that thing that you want, you see it, you got a burning desire. You're gonna go after it. You gotta go after that, man. And I know you're probably saying, but what if it don't happen? But guess what? What if it do happen, right? We gotta change your mindset, right? Stop looking at the glass half empty and start looking at it half full, right? Because it starts with that. Because it can possibly happen, you know. There's a lot of things that, you know, that I put out there, right? I did a vision board, you know, I prayed on it and I worked for it. And I'm gonna be honest, it happened. I'm looking back at a couple of my vision boards from a few years ago. And it's scary to say, those things actually happen. I heard one episode, it was Steve Harvey. When I didn't even know anything about vision boards, right? But see, one thing about me, I'm open, right? I'm open to hearing people out. I'm open to seeing things. It was a book called The Magic of Thinking Big, right? He spoke that book when on his on his podcast, on his show, right? The same day he talked about that book, I went and got the book, right? I read that book, and this is years ago, right? And that book really sparked my interest, right? A lot of things that I was like, you know what, that's too big of a goal, right? I just put it on on the vision board, right? And years later, I'm looking at it like things that I thought was out of my reach. I actually did it, or it happened, or I got it, right? And this is no games, man. You really put that down, man. You got to see it, you got to write it down, and then listen. If you go forward and have the faith, it can possibly happen, man. We're not looking at lack. We are here we are here to live an abundant life. But if you're thinking, oh, I'm not worthy, or you're thinking down, or you're thinking you can't have it, guess what? You're not going to have it. But imagine we changing that mindset to, I am worthy of it, right? I do, I deserve success. I deserve happiness. I deserve love. I deserve all these things. Listen, you're going to get it, right? Because you're not going to settle for anything less than that, right? So it starts in the mind. Mindset is everything. So we're going to lift up ourselves, our brothers, our sisters, our kids, our community. Listen, it's about love, man. With no negativity, no hate over here. Because you know what? You throw out hate, you're going to get hate back at you, right? So I'm gonna throw love, I'm gonna throw good energy out there all day long, man. I lived enough to know that whatever you put out in the universe is going to come back tenfold. It might not come to you now, it might not even hit you next year, but it's going to come, cause and effect. So I know a lot of people, oh God, this and that, but they're out here living wicked, man. They're doing evil things. They're doing just cruel and they just doing ungodly things, man. And I'm not perfect. I'm not saying you gotta be a saint, right? But some people characters are really messed up, man. They're willing to hurt their family members. They are willing to hurt their brother or sister to get ahead, a little bit ahead in life. But they might get ahead right now, but they're gonna come back down, man. I see it happen all the time. So I'm gonna need you to go out there, create that life, be the architect of your future, and whatever it is in life. I mean, whatever that you can think that will fulfill you or bring you joy, go after it. Be the architect. Create it, write it down, and go for it, man. Until next episode, let's go.